let's compare and contrast these particles and see how they do different things. Do we have a PDF version? And where can I buy the book? You can buy the book from lots of places, including from TikTok Shop and from Amazon. And we do also have PDF copies on our website. They are for sale, so you can use any of those options. So yes, you can, and you can find those links in our profile. Okay, so ika versus öle. First question is just simply identifying what parts of the sentence are the subject and the object. So let me get two different colors here. So who is the we have the sentence here, A. 사라가 샐러드를 먹어요. The subject of the sentence is Sara, because she has the subject particle. So she is the subject. The object is what has the object particle. So the object is salad. 샐러드 in this sentence means Sarah eats salad. Okay. B. Tommy 메리를 좋아해요. The subject again is who has the ika subject particle. So the subject is Tom. Tom is the subject. And the object is whatever has the object particle, which in this case is Mary. So Mary is the object of the sentence. Okay, third one. 소피가 음식을 만들어요. What is the subject and what is the object? The subject is Sophie. She has the subject particle. Sophie is the person who is doing the action. In this case, the action of making food. And the object is 음식. It has the object particle. The object is what is being made. In this case, what is being made is food, 음식. Okay, last one. 메리를 톰이 좋아해요. Question, do people always include the particles when they text each other casually? No, it is pretty common to drop the particles, especially when you're speaking casually or texting casually. You don't need to include the particles every single time. If the context is clear, if there's no confusion about who is doing what or what is doing things to things, it's quite common to drop the particles. Okay, so this is tricky, right? This one is trying to trick you. What is the subject and what is the object? The name of this book is Level 1 Workbook. Level 1 Workbook. It's linked in our TikTok and in our profile. Okay, so remember to look for the particles. The subject is Tom and the object is Mary. They have swapped positions. See how every time before we went subject-object. Now we're going object-subject. 메리를 톰이 좋아해요. But the subject is Tom. Tom has the subject particle. And the object is still Mary. Mary, because she has the object particle. So question, maybe a tricky question, but give it some time, think about it. What does this sentence mean? This sentence here, 메리를 톰이 좋아해요. Does it mean, 1, Mary likes Tom, or does it mean 2, Tom likes Mary? Have a think about it. Think about which one does it mean. Tom likes Mary. Tom likes Mary. Yes, you are correct. The correct answer is 2. Tom likes Mary. Right? Now, remember that the object of the sentence is the thing receiving the action, and the subject of the sentence is the thing doing the action. So Tom is the one doing the action of liking, and Mary is the thing receiving the action of liking. And the order of the words in Korean is not important. Shiit Pachim question, that's a tricky question. I'm not going to answer it right now, but I recommend Googling it to learn more about Shiit. So this sentence here means Tom likes Mary. And the order of words in Korean is not important. This sentence, it's not supernatural. It's more natural to say Tom이 Mary를 좋아해요. That's more natural to put the subject first because that follows the Korean word order of subject, object, verb. But you can say this in Korean, and every Korean person will understand you just fine to mean Tom likes Mary. This sentence means Tom likes Mary. And every Korean person will understand this. You can say this, but just know that it is still more natural to say Tom이 Mary를 좋아해요. But it's a good trick question to make sure you understand, so to test your understanding of how particles work in Korean. The subject particle determines who is doing something or what is doing something, and the object particle determines what it is being done to. All right. Yeah, it's easier than you think, right? Once it clicks about how these particles work, everything gets a little bit easier. Oh, it looks like I've done this question a little bit earlier. Let me just erase these answers. Pretend that you did not see them. Okay. True. Mary is liked by Tom would sound a little funny, but it makes sense. Actually, that's a good way to put it, right? If you said, Mary is liked by Tom, everyone will understand you, but you would never say that, right? Like, it's a bit odd. That's kind of like what this is doing in Korean. It's a similar sentence, actually. That's quite interesting. Okay. So, now we're going to select some particles. So, given these sentence phrases, we are going to try to choose which particle to use. Either öle for the object or ika for the subject. Okay, so we have a sentence we're trying to make. We're trying to say, let me zoom out a little bit so maybe we can get all of this in frame. Mary likes pizza. I got this book in December. Awesome. Mary likes pizza. So we're going to have to add in particles to match this expression. So we're starting with Mary. We know Mary is the subject and it ends on a vowel sound. So we attach 가. Mary가. And now pizza we know is our object and pizza ends on a vowel sound. So we attach 를. 가 and 를 is the correct answer. Okay, now we have Tom likes, likes apples. Tom likes apples. So what particles are we going to use here? Yes, so Tom is the subject. Tom ends on a consonant sound, so we attach E. And 사과 is our object. It ends on a vowel sound, so we attach 를. Tom이 사과를 좋아해요. Tom likes apples. How many pages are in the book? I think about 160 or 170. 170 pages. That includes the answers. There is an answer section at the back. Okay, next we have Sophie studies Korean. Sophie studies Korean. Now this one's being tricky, right? This one's being tricksy because we have 한국어 first. 한국어 first. So if I said 한국어가, is that correct? Well, it's actually not correct. It's not correct. This needs to be 를. This needs to be 를. Why? Why does this need to be 를? Well, remember that Korean here is our object. Korean is our object. It's the thing being studied. So it needs the object particle. 한국어를. Sophie is the person doing the action. She is the subject, so 소피가. The correct answer is 를 and 가. Now again, remember it's still more natural to say 소피가 한국어를 공부해요, but you can say this in Korean and everyone will understand you. It's kind of like saying Korean is being studied by Sophie. Question, why am I using 이가 and not 은는? Because this chapter is about comparing 이가 and 을을. We are not talking about 은는 right now. That's another wrench that makes things extra fun, but right now we're just focusing on 이가 and 을을. Okay, so next we have Sarah makes food. Now, we have 음식 first. Is 음식 the subject or the object of this sentence? It's the object, right? It's the object being made. So we need we need our object particle because it's the object of the sentence and it ends on a consonant sound. So we attach and Sarah is our subject. She is the one doing the action. So we attach 가. 음식을 사라가 만들어요. Okay. Next we have Tom likes Sarah. Tom likes Sarah. So what is this going to be? First we have Tom, and he is our subject. Tom is our subject doing the liking. So we're going to say Tom이. Tom이. And Sarah is our object. She is the one receiving the liking. So we attach 를. Ends on a vowel sound, so 를. Tom이 사라를 좋아해요. Tom likes Sarah. What about the opposite? Sarah likes Tom. So we have the opposite sentence in English, right? But these words are in the same place. So what can we do? Well, we know what we can do is we can change the particles, right? We can say that Tom, or that Sarah likes Tom. If we say Sarah, we know that Sarah is the subject, right? She is the one doing the action. Sarah is the one doing the action, and Tom is the one being liked. Tom is the object. So it should be 톰을 사라가 좋아해요. All right. So by switching those particles, you've totally changed the meaning of the sentence, right? This first one, Tom likes Sarah, and the opposite, Sarah likes Tom, just by switching those particles. Okay, next, Sarah likes Mary. Sarah likes Mary. Well, we know Sarah is the subject. She is the one doing the liking, ends on a vowel sound, so we attach 가. And Mary is the object of the sentence, ends on a vowel sound, so we attach 를, nice and simple. And the last one, Tom likes Mary. So here, again, this has been switched just to catch you out, make sure you're thinking. Tom is the subject. Tom is the person who's doing the liking. So Tom needs the subject particle, Tom이. Mary is the object. She is the one receiving the liking. So, Mary. All right. Excellent job, everybody. I saw a lot of people getting the right answers beautifully, so good job. Okay. Next, we've got some multiple choice questions. So, first, which of the statements is incorrect? Number 1, subject and object particles help determine sentence structure in Korean. Number 2, particles can stand alone in a sentence. 3, 이가 is attached to the subject of the sentence. And number 4, 을을 is attached to the object of the sentence. So which of these sentences is not correct? The answer is 2. B, 2. Particles cannot stand alone in a sentence. Particles always attached to nouns. They are never written as their own words. They are always attached to nouns. So this sentence is not correct. Everything else is correct. What is the name of this book? This book is Level 1 Workbook. We have a link to it in this live stream and also on our profile. Okay. B, if you remove or drop particles from a Korean sentence, is it the sentence is incorrect and cannot be understood, or the sentence is technically incomplete but still understandable? The answer, I mentioned this a little bit earlier, the answer is 2. The answer is 2. Dropping the particles from a sentence means the sentence is technically not fully complete. And if you're doing any formal writing or any formal written work, you should always include your particles. But it's very common to drop the particles, especially in conversation or in texting or any sort of more casual language. And generally, the sentences are still understandable even if you drop the particles. Okay. C, the sentence Tom이 피자를 만들어요 means 1. Tom makes a pizza, or the pizza makes Tom. It means 1. Tom makes a pizza, because Tom is the subject and pizza is the object. Number 2, the sentence 피자를 Tom이 만들어요 means Tom makes a pizza or the pizza makes Tom. Think about this one. This is a little bit tricky because we've swapped the position of the words, right? 피자를 Tom이 만들어요. We've switched these words, but do not be fooled. The answer is still Tom makes a pizza. The meaning of the sentence is still the same because pizza is still the object, it's still the thing being made, and Tom is still the subject. He's still the one doing the making. So it still means Tom makes a pizza. What about this sentence? 피자가 Tom을 만들어요. What does this sentence mean? Does it mean Tom makes a pizza or the pizza makes Tom? What is this? 피자가 Tom을 만들어요. This one now is 2. This means the pizza makes Tom. Yes, how is the pizza making Tom? This sentence, right, is not a good sentence. It's not a good sentence. I'm not sure if there's any situation that this sentence would be a good sentence to use, unless you live in some sort of world where pizzas, maybe some sort of fantasy world that pizzas eat people or make people. Pizzas can create people. I don't think so. So this sentence is probably wrong, but literally it does mean the pizza makes Tom. So in the end, Tom becomes a pizza. Yes. The pizza has its revenge, creates Tom in the end. So this sentence is not really correct. So careful with your particles, right? You want to make sure your particles are in the right place and on the right nouns because it can really change the meaning of your sentence. Okay, up for a challenge. Which of these following statements does not make sense? Okay, the first one is Tom이 공부해요. Number 2 is Tom은 공부해요. The third is Tom은 한국어가 공부해요. Number 4 is Tom이 한국어는 공부해요. And the last one, Tom은 한국어를 공부해요. Okay, so there's a lot of information here. There's a lot of stuff going on, but let's have a look at each one individually and see what they mean. So this first sentence, Tom이 공부해요, is fine. It just means Tom studies. Tom studies. There's no object specified, so we don't know what he is studying, but he is studying, which is fine. This next sentence is also fine. It's just using the topic particle instead of the object particle. When you use the topic particle, you emphasize that Tom is the topic of your sentence. But it means the same thing. This sentence also means Tom studies. I'm going to come back to this one later. Actually, I'm going to come back to both of these later. This last one is also fine. Tom은 한국어를 공부해요 is a perfectly fine and normal sentence. This means Tom studies Korean. We just have added an object to the sentence. So these ones did not have an object, but this one does. This one specifies that Tom is studying Korean, which is totally fine. Now these two sentences here, these ones, one of these ones is wrong. So let's first look at this one, number 4. Tom이 한국어는 공부해요. Okay, so we know that Tom is the subject, right? Tom is the subject, and 한국어 is the topic. It's the topic of the sentence. Now, the topic particle is a bit of a special particle in Korean. It's a very special particle because the topic particle can go on both subjects and objects of sentences. You can use the topic particle to add emphasis to that noun, but this underneath this topic particle, it's still the object of the sentence because this topic particle can be attached to both subjects and objects. So Tom is the subject, Korean is the object, is the topic, but it's also secretly still the object. It's kind of both at the same time. So this sentence is fine, actually. This sentence is normal. It means Tom studies Korean. But there's a bit of an emphasis on Korean. Tom studies Korean, but he doesn't study English, for example. You're implying something else about this noun here by using the topic particle. But this sentence, Tom은 한국어가 공부해요, does not make sense. This sentence does not make sense. Why? Why does it not make sense? So we have Tom is the topic. So Tom is our topic of the sentence. And we have 한국어 as our subject. Remember that the subject of the sentence is who or what is doing some action. So who or what is doing some action? So this sentence is saying that Korean, the Korean language, is studying. The Korean language is doing the action of studying, which does not make sense, right? The Korean language can't do actions. The Korean language can't eat, it can't sleep, it can't study. So this sentence does not make sense. Okay, so if you were to literally translate this sentence, it would be something like, the Korean language studies Tom, which we know does not make sense. The Korean language can't do things. It can be the object, right? It can be the object, but to do that, it needs the object particle. And here we've used the subject particle to say that Tom, or to say that the Korean language is the thing, it's the person, is the thing who's doing the action, which we know from context is not possible. Tom is special, the language is studying him. So this is the correct answer. Number 3 is the correct answer. This sentence does not make sense. The other ones are all fine. You can use any of them depending on context. But this third one does not make sense. So if you're confused, don't worry. These particles are tricky. We don't have them in English, so it takes time to get used to them. And the longer you practice, the more you learn, the easier it will get. But it's always good to start somewhere and just, if you can try and really remember what a subject is and what an object is, if you can figure it out in English, if you know what the object is and you know what the subject is, it'll help you make good sentences in Korean. Okay, so that is the end of this chapter. Next we talk about 제가, excuse me, 제가 저는 제. But for now, why did my screen suddenly get really dark? I don't know. What about Tom은 한국어는 공부해요? Does that make sense? Yes, you can use two topic particles. It's not a common sentence to say. It's not that commonly used, but you can say it. I got it, language can't teach Tom because Tom's a pizza. That's funny. Okay, this is the name of the book. Level 1 workbook. It is linked in our profile, and in our live stream you can buy the paperback from this live stream as well. Today we looked at Ika and Ölör, comparing them, and we also learned how to use the object particle as well. So that is all for today. Thank you guys so much for joining. I appreciate you. Hope you have a wonderful Friday and a wonderful weekend. I'll be back next week on Friday for some more lessons. Just a reminder, we're going to carry on in this book starting with Chega Tonen Che and practicing that as well. So I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.